Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to a memory plan with me for the week of the 31st of October 2022. I am using this Read More kit from Plannerface. Obviously it is leftovers. I've used this in my pre-planner already. So that's what we are working with. I've got my stickers pulled out here in my Plannerface reusable sticker album. And I have this foil bundle which were the PBC sale freebies from my shop. So it's this autumn leaf bundle. We also have bougie, and I've got some extra, because it was Halloween, I've got these spiderwebs ones as well, should mean I have plenty, and then I've also pulled quite a lot of the scripts and icons, but that's there as well. Without any further ado, I'm going to get on with the base of this spread. Okay, whilst I'm popping down the base of this spread, just a little disclaimer and a little trigger warning. If death or grandparental death or grief is something that you find triggering, this probably isn't the best plan with me for you. And if this is my first plan with me you've watched, it's probably not the best first plan with me to watch of mine. I'm not going to be myself in this video particularly, and it may just be a bit more clunky and a bit more all over the place than my normal plan with me's. So you're better probably going to watch a different plan with me first, and then maybe coming back to this one after you've watched a few of my plan with me's. So yeah, I'm going to talk about what happened this week briefly in this little bit of voiceover whilst I'm popping the base down. Yeah, and so if you find death triggering, probably click off this video now. Thanks for coming to try and watch it anyway. So on the Monday of this week, my grandmother died. She was really close to us. She was one of my favourite human beings. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry, but it's not really working. It's just over a week after this she died. It's the Tuesday the week after this, and I just wanted to get this filmed so it's done and I don't have to do it another time. Those of you who watch the vlogs, you'll know that she fell, you'll know sort of what happened, but she fell and she broke her hip the week before this on the what was the date? The 26th of October. My parents were away, and so me and my brothers sorted everything out. We moved my grandpa, who's got dementia, back into my parents' house, so he was somewhere he knew, but he wasn't on his own, and we stayed and looked after him. Granny had a surgery on the Friday, and it all went really well, and she was absolutely fine. My parents came back on the Saturday and went to see her. My mum went to see her on Sunday. And she was herself. She was talking about how my mum said to her, "We'll move you into our town. And well, I've been looking for bungalows for you." And my granny was like, "I don't need a bungalow. A house will be just fine." Which is just so her. She was expected to be able to do the stairs and everything, and then the next morning she just died completely suddenly. Really, like, we don't think it was anything to do with the hip operation particularly, but obviously we don't know. We don't know whether there's going to be an inquest, like a full inquest and a post-mortem. We don't want there to be, because she was 92, she had lots of health problems. She was told she wouldn't live into her 70s, so she did amazingly well. But obviously those events kind of impacted on my whole week. So there's going to be a theme running through this plan with me, so if you don't want to, if you've not got the headspace for that today, just click off this video. Thank you for coming to watch it, but I didn't want to not put it up. So yeah, it's still very fresh, it's still very raw, so yeah, please excuse my teariness, my difficulty filming this. Yeah. She'd have hated that she died on Halloween. She was not a Halloween fan. Okay, so that is the base of the spread done. It's looking beautiful. You'll see I've left a header space between each of these rows. It's basically because I'm not using 3 headers, so what I'm going to do is the box below it, if there is one, and if not, it's going to have to be the box above, though. Here it's going to have to be the box above, but everywhere else there's a below one. Anyway, it's just going to get cut somewhere in it and pulled up to fill the gap if we need to. We've got 3-day extenders, got 5 boxes, 3 boxes, 3 boxes, 3 boxes, 2 boxes. So Monday's going to be difficult. Monday, oh no. So actually, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only thing that's going to be difficult is Monday and Thursday are the same colour, and there's going to be 7 boxes for that, so that might be a challenge. But anyway, let's zoom in and look at the first half of the week. Okay, the first thing I'm going to mark on Monday is that I did my morning routine, and I think I might actually just pull in a little layering functional for that. I think this hex is going to work quite well. Just pop that in there, along with a morning routine script. So I did that, and then I drove into work and I pulled stickers, which I have a little icon for, so I'm going to use this here. Will work well. And then I then walked into work and started my work day before I got the message from my family that Mum had been told to come into the hospital urgently. So that's the next little thing, which I think I'd quite like in a 3rd box. So what? I might actually use the box above. That might work better. Anyway, I think I might use above or below. I think I'm just going to use whichever one makes more sense when I come to it. Here it makes more sense to do the one above, because we're going to fit a 3rd box all similar here. Okay, well that's pulling up half the page, but that's fine. That's just going to get worse as the week goes on. But it's fine, we'll make it work, as we always do. So then we want a 3rd-ish box sized thing, slash whatever will fit in that gap. Yeah. Will the biggish, the almost half box fit in? No, that's fine. Don't need it to. The 3rd box is just fine. So that's to say that we got the phone call, and then I set off to drive across. I was at my hospital and she was at a hospital I used to work at. Yeah. So I was driving across there. While I was in the car, my dad rang and said, unfortunately, she's already died. So I'm just going to mark that in there. And then I'm just going to mark in it that this, unsurprisingly, was a fucking shit day. Whoops. Thinking is this flag fit? Yeah, it does. I'm going to use this flag. And I just have this crying emoji and a rough day script from the foil bundle, because if that ain't an under exaggeration, I don't know what is. So just got work. Let's just pop in the last couple of scripts for up here. I can't believe I was pulling stickers before. I can't. I think I've kind of missed something out here. I don't know what order I've kind of marked this in. This wasn't for having a rough day. This was for sitting with her. Okay, that's fine. We can get this rough day up. Yeah, so that's just marking sitting with her. So yeah, Granny taking a turn, drove to Hull. She's died sitting with her. Okay. And then, whilst my sister was on her way, whilst we were waiting for her to come up, me and my mum actually were very practical and went and did some grocery shopping because they'd had to move Granny to... Sorry. I don't think 5 boxes is the right amount. I think I needed 6 boxes. Which would have saved my full box situation, but that's fine. We'll just have to use lots of little things, which may make a problem later in the week, but that's fine. So then I'm going to mark in looking after Felix whilst Verity went and saw Granny in the bereavement suite. Just cut that off there. Verity's my sister. And then me and my mum went to their house to collect some of my grandpa's things so that he had some more clothes and stuff because we just bought him a few bits and pieces when we'd grabbed it before. So that's there. Then I think I'm going to miss out one of these things, but next I was just going to mark in that we told some of Granny's neighbours what had happened, and one of them was devastated, which I think just summarises what sort of woman she was. And then I'm just going to mark in that I was crying a lot, and I could use the rough day script there actually, couldn't I? So in fact then we don't need a little thing and we can just pop it free floating. That's a good idea. Well done, Tilly Brain. So that's for telling her family, and then for it being a rough day and crying my absolute eyes out, we've got that there. Okay, and I just need to cut off the edge of this grandparent sticker. Ironically, I've just bought a load more of those grandparent stickers and now I don't have a full pair of grandparents. Okay, we then had a family dinner, which, you know what, I'm not even going to cut that. What I'm going to do instead is just pull in a header because I'm going to cover up the divide, so it's fine. So for family dinner, we've got to fit 5 things in, that's my only unsurety. I'm going to pop that there. Then I helped my sister give my nephew a bath. I should have pulled in a bath sticker for that, a bath script for that. I'm sure I've got bath scripts there. Then I actually sat and I pulled some stickers to distract myself because I just needed to get out of my head. So I sat and pulled stickers for my social memory planner. Then my brother was actually in London and I'm just working out what will fit. I think a quarter box would be better. Where am I? Where's my quarter box? Shoot, I haven't used any quarter boxes yet, have I? So we're just going to use a quarter box. Sorry, I'm just working out how things fit. Quarter box there. And then we've got a bit of a fatter space. Maybe a layering function off? What fits in that space? Does a circle? Yeah. So, right. So, for the family dinner, I've just got this plate of food. Actually, don't know what it's meant to be a plate of, but it's fine. For giving Felix a bath, I've just got a bath sticker. For pulling stickers to distract, I've just got a sticker sheet. Don't know why I don't have a pull stickers script, but I don't. For family time, I didn't mean to put this at that side. I've got this bear sticker, and I've also got, I'm laughing at the thing I'm going to mark in next, I've also got the family time script, which I'm going to pop going on to there, basically to try and just make it a little bit easier to read. And then I've got this crying laughing face because my brother came over and showed us that Alexa does farting noises, essentially, which was his, way to cheer us all up a bit, which was very cute of him, bless him. He's a good egg. So that is Monday. and one of the hardest days I've had in a long time. Okay. On to the Tuesday. I couldn't sleep, surprisingly enough. So that wasn't fun. I'm going to mark in not being able to sleep. And then I did my morning routine, which I'm just going to pop free floating. I think I want to try and show off some of these spider webs just a little bit so that you still get the idea of what they are. If you want to see these spider webs come in to the shop, let me know in the comments down below. So I'm just going to write can't above this sleep if I remember. I might actually write it in now because otherwise I think I'll forget. I just don't trust myself to remember that that's meant to say can't sleep. Okay, morning routine. Then I took this day off work because I was not in any fit state to work, to be honest. Then I tried to do some business work, but understandably could not focus on it, so failed miserably. But my mum asked me to try and sort out the guide meeting, so I did that, and that actually was quite not like, it was a good distraction, like it distracted me well, is what I mean by that. This doesn't want to break. Sometimes when these don't want to break, if you just put a little slit in, they just then tear, but this one doesn't want to. Oh my god. Let's stop doing that because we're destroying both stickers. One's got a little notch out of it. Well, we might not use that quarter box. So, again, I think I'm probably just going to put a header into this gap because I'm going to cover up the divide, so it's fine. Because this is going to go to there, and then something else will cover up here. So if we're trying to do that, except the next thing could actually do with being free floating, so that doesn't work. Never mind. That's fine. It's not a problem. We'll just cut this a bit further down than I normally would and hope for the best. Hope that when we get to that point we want a sticker to be there, and then we're just going to try and peel up this sticker, leaving as little, taking as little paper with us as we can. There we go. There. So we've just got the third box there, and then that's for planning the guide meeting, and that isn't particularly straight, is it? Let's put this down like a 50 billionth time and hopefully straight this time. Yep, that's better. And then we went and did a grocery shop for some stuff for guides. I'm going to pop on a little heart. I'm going to layer with the grocery icon. And I've just got a food shop script. Then we went over to my parents' house to spend a bit of time with them. Nope. I don't really want to use a full quarter box. Why don't I have anything orange in quarter box size? Well, I do, but it's a rounded quarter box and I don't really want a rounded quarter box, but it's going to have to do, isn't it? So that's for going around to their house. Then again I did some sticker pull-in, again just more than anything to distract myself. It was a hard week and there was a lot of distracting myself to make myself feel better. So I wasn't really thinking about what was happening. I don't love that, but it'll do. Then just some generalised family time. We then decided to do guides this night. We hadn't done ranges the day before, but we decided to do guides. We just didn't really want to cancel, so we did it. So just got a paint swatch for that. And then me and Soch watched some Game of Thrones after guides. and so she got me trying on some contact lenses, because hopefully going to get some contacts for our honeymoon. And I think I'm going to try and layer together these 2 strips of washi for that. So that works. So for guides, I've got a trefoil. For Game of Thrones, I've got a little TV, and for trying on contacts, I've got a little optometrist. So on to Wednesday. Again, I had a bit of a lie-in in the morning. I didn't go back to work this day. I was actually scheduled to be off this day because I worked the weekend, which you will see coming up. I did go back to work on the Thursday, so I sort of took a day and a half-ish off work for the events. So that's sleeping in. And this is our grey day, so I'm just going to mark feeling really sad, unsurprisingly, in it next. I've got an in my feelings script there. The scripts in this Twinkle, freebie Twinkle, are much smaller than my normal ones, and I actually really like it. It makes them dead easy to use. So then, got my morning routine, and then I don't know, I've got a planner sticker which I'm not really sure what's for. Oh, for making planners. I probably should have guessed that. So for making planners, I'm going to pull in this. No, actually, I want to. Oh no, I've got a proper half box. I'm going to use this kind of half box thing here. And then I also made the Twinkle Thursday, which was out last week, which will be live in the shop at the moment, I believe. Then I sat and designed the journaling kits. I'm going to use the flag for that. So I've just got a pencil, although I wasn't drawing for them. I've got a pencil and a draw script. I'll think I was actually design drawing, but I wasn't. I was designing on my PC. So that's there. Then me, my mum and my sister went to Yo Sushi. Me and my sister were trying to distract my mum because she was understandably struggling, which actually is not the next thing I'm going to mark in. I'm going to pop a little... No, not. I'm going to... Where's my half box going to go down to? Hang on. I'm going to carve about here on this full box. Again, try and peel this up, bringing as little paper as I can. Move that up to the top. Pop the half box somewhere, so that's in the middle-ish. A little bit higher than that. Oh, not much higher, but just a little bit, so it looks a bit more even there. That's going to be it for going to the spa. And then I only actually have a couple of things left to mark, so this is going to go down at the bottom. I'm going to try and put in a third box for going to Yo Sushi instead, which is going to be, I want it as high as I can without being able to see it. Yep, perfect. And then, so we actually went to the spa before Yo Sushi, but it's fine. So the Yo Sushi before the spa, but that's fine. Got spa, Yo Sushi. Then I was just marking in that we spent a lot of time just talking about Granny, and I actually felt like my mum was processing. I was a bit worried she wasn't processing at all before this point, but I felt like actually she was starting to process what happened here. So for talking about Granny, I've just got a heart there. And that is the first half of the week. And I am actually in the right for time. I think I will be able to get this done before I have to go to guides tonight. So that's the first half of the week. Let's turn over and look at the second half. Okay, so on to the Thursday. I'm marking my morning routine. And then I'm going to mark in that I was having a rough brain morning. Again, no explanation needed. Jesus Christ, what the hell did the cat just do? And then before work, I sat in my car and just pulled some stickers. Basically a repeat of that Monday without the news that was to come. Really? Then I went into work, which I think can have a rounded off. Much. Yeah, I think that's probably about right. Oh, I did not put that centered in the slightest. Is this a bit short? Oh no, it's not in the right place at all. That one just wants placing just inside the grey line. Normally Plannerface stickers are just outside the grey line. That just confused me. So that's for work, and then I came home and I did a load of foiling. I was foiling the Twinkle, I think. I think I'll put on a layering. I've only actually got 5 things left to mark and quite a lot of space left, but that's fine. I assume this only just needed 3 squares. So for foiling, we're just going to make it take up a bit more space than it probably deserves. And then I cooked dinner. So for cooking dinner, again, it only really deserves a littleish box, but instead I'm going to use a 3rd box just to make it take up some more space, mostly because that's all I got. I prefer it to be a half. I might just spread everything out a bit, but then this gap doesn't get filled. I can't move this much further down, can I? That's the lowest that can go, so no, not really. Just gonna, sorry, we've also got Kiara who is not helping my brain function. I'll peel that up and move it down. That's fine, and we will just put, there's nothing else little to mark, everything else is big things, so I think I'm just going to have to space things out a bit more. That's fine. So, that's for cooking dinner. And then we did the pub quiz at my brother's pub, which we'll use the squared off box here. Sorry. Gonna mark going to my brother's pub in a half box. Then this was just to spend a bit more time with my sister because she had to go home not long after this. So I'm going to pop coming third in the pub quiz at the bottom, and then hopefully I've got a quarter box size thing. Where's my quarter box sheet? Here. There. So it's just this gap I don't love. But I don't know that there's much I can do with that other than maybe make this a half box. But then, oh no, there is a half box now. I have a half box. That'll work better. Okay, I actually want to peel loads of stuff up now, if I can without destroying it. Okay, I'm going to peel this up and this up. Then we're going to cut somewhere here. Beaut. I'm going to move this back to where it was. Line it up as best we can, preferably without that bit of paper in. Oh, I've got to go back to work tomorrow, don't I? Ugh. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. Then try and peel this up with as little paper as we can. Not very successfully, apparently. There we go. The bottom of that kind of is very stuck to paper. The day extender is just peeled up, so I'm just trying to peel some of that paper off. If I peel a bit off in both corners, then at least the corners are held down. That's fine. So, right. Gonna mark cooking dinner in an excessively large half box for what it is. And then we can just move foiling up a little bit. And then it doesn't look as stupidly gappy. Then we're still going to mark going to the pub in this squared off box. I'm still going to mark the pub quiz in the quarter box. And then everything just fits a lot better. Okay, so let's get some scripts and icons in. So for my morning routine, shockingly enough, it's marked the same way as I've marked it every day. Then, being in my head, my feelings, sad, however you want to call it. I've got a Joy of Planning Girl and an in my head script. Then for pulling stickers, so I was sitting in my work cart and pulling stickers there. For work, I just got a dino and a work script from the foil bundle. Foiling, we've got the character sticker in, which is a foiling machine from Scribble Prints Co, and they've just got a black foil script. I do love how black scripts look directly over bougie. And then for cooking dinner, this is going to look so ridiculous in a half box, but oh well. That looks so dumb. I can't. Right. We're going to just write everything in the wrong order. We're going to move the cooking down to this quart box. In fact, we're going to just put it at the end of the day. Didn't happen at the end of the day, it happened here. But I'd rather things had appropriate sized boxes than were in the right order. So then we're going to mark coming third in the quiz there. The pub quiz here. And then going to the pub can go in that box. Could have marked in eating food at the market tap, which is the pub we went to, but yeah, it's fine. Okay. So on to Friday. I'm just going to estimate where we're going to be able to fit a box to cover things up, and then vaguely try and peel this up without destroying the paper too bad. We're doing alright at that actually. So first things first, we're actually going to mark morning routine in free floating. And then I again sat in my car before work and pulled some stickers. Because that's how I was distracting my brain for a lot of the week, is focusing on something mindless but kind of not fun, but like, you know, a hobby rather than anything else. Then I went and did my normal work day job, and to be honest, I was finding it incredibly stressful. And so my next thing is going to be marking in that I was stressed out. We're going to use a circle. So we've got character sticker over here, and then stressed out. And then I did ward cover in the evening, which is essentially like being on call for the wards. So if anybody's ill on the wards or anything like that, they bleep you. So I've just got a ward cover script, which would probably look better torn in half, but I put it down now. And I only have two things left to mark. Then after work, we watched, this is the last thing in this colour, so I'm just going to use ridiculously excessively large stickers because I can, and I've got them and I don't feel like I need to conserve them. So then I'm marking in watching Game of Thrones there and being really tired there, and this is poking out the side of this extender and I'm not enjoying it. That's better. Cool, so that is Friday. Just 2 days to go. Okay, so first things first, on Friday I'm marking in my morning routine. Then I'm going to had the whole day doing ward cover this day. And I don't have any grey half boxes, which would have been my ideal. That's fine. We'll just use a third box, but what we'll do, we'll just pull it down a little bit. We'll put the ward cover script along the bottom of the third box. And take the dino, place him along the top, and then just try and finagle this so the top of the word is not covered up. But fail miserably and break stickers apparently. Yeah. Come on. Come on, little ward. So that's ward cover. And then actually that works quite well for my morning routine sticker because it's just like that. And then this really upset me. Like, my job's hard at the best of times. And this was one of those times that I was not in the right headspace to be there. But essentially somebody arrested in front of my eyes. So that was not fun. And that is my husband coming in the door from work.
Hello.
Hello. So I'm just going to move this here. And then if I've got a third box in grey left, which I do, pop that here. Apparently 2 third boxes in a row is the way to go for that. Okay, then down at the bottom, first thing I'm gonna include is me side-eyeing at the med reg this day because it felt like he was just passing everything to me and I was like, stop, please. I would really like to use the paint swatch because that's the only, actually no, there's a 4 box here, it's fine. Perfect, so we'll pop that in there. And then I'm actually going to pop pulling stickers in next. Again, I just pulled some stickers whilst I could. And then on my way home from work, I gave Soch a call to have a whinge and just to talk to him a bit more. And then we came home and we watched more Game of Thrones. And yes, this is my first time watching Game of Thrones. And yes, I am super behind. I know. It was one of those shows that I refused to watch while it was first popular. Because, no, to be fair, I watched the first season and I didn't enjoy it at all. And then I just never went back to it. And then everyone was obsessed with it and I was like, seems overhyped. So then I never gave it another go. And here we are now. I'm really enjoying it several years later on while everyone else is loving the new one. But that's fine. Okay, on to Sunday, our last day. This might not be the nicest week in the world, but it is a stunning spread. So first things first, I slept basically all day. No, that's not true. I completely slept through my alarm, which wasn't ideal. And then again, I was doing a ward cover. So we're actually gonna pretty much mirror how we did the day before, but this time, so I'm gonna put the sleep here, and I'll put through alarm there. I've put it really off center, so hopefully I will register that's what that space is for. And then this time I'm going to be sensible and put the dino down first and then the ward cover so that I don't have to peel up half the sticker. Then I'm going to mark in that I was carrying 2 bleeps for the first bit of the day because the F1 that was on the day before had swapped with somebody else, but then that person had COVID, so they couldn't be there. So that was that. And then I'm just going to mark in that I was saved. Basically, an SHO had picked up an acute shift the day before. And they'd been told it was for acutes, but obviously the need was in ward cover, so they had to suck it up, basically. So I was very relieved that I wasn't going to be carrying 2 bleeps all day. And I probably didn't need to move it that little bit of washi because I covered it up anyway. Then it was actually a proper easy day. I got barely any bleeps. So that's what I'm going to mark in next. So I took the opportunity, I'd taken my laptop with me to do some redating of planners on my break, and instead of doing it, well, I did do it on my break, but just my break was a bit longer than anticipated. So this is a bit big, but everything else I've got is a bit small. Okay, just use a box from there. And then it was nap time. Then I actually accidentally fell asleep. I was really tired and I just popped my head down for a minute and fell asleep. Whoops. There's that. Then I sat and did the analytics for my YouTube channel, which was very insightful. Then watched some TV, more Game of Thrones, which we're going to pop in an excessively large box because that's what we got space for. And whilst we were watching, I sorted out washi for the washi launch that was last week by the time you're seeing this. And again, I could do with a quarter box, but there ain't one, so instead I'm going to take two little things and stack them and have a Kiara purr in my face, apparently. Oh god. Ugh. There, got there, for organising the washi. Kiara, you are stopping my camera focusing on the correct thing. Thank you, baby girl. And that is Sunday and the second half of the week. Let's zoom out and see where we're at. Sorry, you're not going to get to see this top corner because there is a Kiara there. So that is the finished spread. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to quickly speed it up and write everything in. So some of you might wonder why I'm still using this kit when it's not a very happy week and I've just kept with the kit that I was using for this week and I haven't changed it. Well, one, that's for two reasons. One, the name of this kit was Read More, and there's loads of things my grandmother loved in this kit. She loved reading, she loved autumn, she loved snuggling up with a book and a jumper. Like they were some of, like them and family were some of her favourite things. So it just seemed super appropriate. And number two, I couldn't find another kit that I felt was more appropriate for this week. I've got a kit coming for the week of her funeral. I'm going to use the Aurora kit from Plannerface for that. So yeah, I don't know when that's going to be yet. We've got a provisional date, but it depends what happens on Friday with the coroner particularly. So we'll see. So yeah, it's just got lots of things that make me think of her and lots of things that make me love her. Like she always would tell you to put on a coat if it was cold outside, and she loved like warm woolly jumpers. She always fed you loads of food. Just yeah, it just makes me think of her, so it just seemed like an appropriate kit anyway. Okay, so that is the finished spread. A really difficult week, but looks cute in my planner at least. And you might notice I did use this same box twice. I don't think it's super obvious because of the overlays I used, but essentially because I needed two boxes. I needed 8 boxes, or I needed an even number of boxes. So that ended up being like that. Realistically, I could have used 6 boxes on this day and used just one more full box on this day and done another day extender, and then I wouldn't have had to use the duplicate, but it's fine. Too late for that now. Anyway, so that is everything for this plan with me. Comment, like down below if you enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't too much of a downer. Here is what is left in the kit. More than I usually have left. I think I managed to, I don't know what I did differently. But yeah. Comment, like down below if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!